Huh.
Is it?
It is. It is a recording in progress. You people never hear that, but we do it all the time. And
Usually we do this.
we must respond, see, because for us, we don't care if you don't get it.
Remember in the old days, you would get
Oh, yeah. All kinds of
information.
Yep.
And you could filter it out and find out what you needed. It
Yep.
was amazing. Now anything hits my ears like, what the hell?
What was that again?
Huh?
Could you repeat?
My standard response, huh? Sometimes I get exotic. What? And now and again, it's like, I'm sorry, what? If I want to get wordy.
And then every now and again it's no, you resort to your native.
My wife
gibberish.
loves talking to me as we watch TV because I'll have my headphones on, but I slide both ears back a bit. Well, the one doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because my TV won't work with my Baja thing. It has to have a wired in deal. Anyway.
Okay.
So I've usually got the headphones sitting like halfway up my ear so I can hear the TV.
Yeah, we used to do that in radio when we wanted to hear what was going on in the studio at the same time.
I used to, actually, the first set of headphones I saw that I wanted and could never find a pair were they in ear and they just hung down, but you could still hear everything going on around you.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. She doesn't like those.
Did you know that Faberge didn't just make eggs?
Really? Hang on. You guys know? Like
Marty should know.
Marty nodded yes, but the asparagus nodded yes, and I'm just not sure of that.
I doubt he knows anything. His other designs
The zebra's asleep, so it didn't.
His other designs included fruits and flowers in tiny crystal vases, I suppose, at that point.
Is it crystal?
But among his dainty...
If it's crystal, it's a vase.
His dainty, ornate work...
Do you ever notice you can't say that, by the way? It's crystal vase. No, it's a crystal vase.
Just
it's
under
like the Tour de France. It's the Tour de France.
The object in question here is just under 4 inches, crafted around 1890.
Okay.
The Faberge potato.
Huh?
The Faberge potato is a polished
spud-like thing.
Yes, polished box carved from pink agate, decorated with gold-mounted lid and a fleur-de-lis clasp. It's one of his lesser-known works.
Just think of the thing that you always see on New Orleans Saints games. That's the fleur-de-lis.
Yep. So anything that is Faberge.
How could that possibly be a lesser-known work? It's a potato.
Let's see. Let me see if I can find it.
Does he have a mashed version?
I wonder if it comes with a lot of butter.
Is it stuffed? Maybe like bacon and stuff in the middle?
Ooh, and sour cream. Oh, maybe some guac and more butter.
I can't do guac, but I can do butter and sour cream.
Okay, well, that's pretty good.
And butter.
The potato box was sold by the auction house Christie's in 2016.
And bacon is still the chocolate of meat.
In 2016 for, guess how much it brought?
$4 million.
$93,750.
Thank God. Because $4 million would have been more ridiculous.
Yeah,
not that 93,750 is not. I would have gone with 58. If I could have it for $58, I might then.
There's nothing like
a Faberge potato.
Uncarved potato.
I want to say that to someone who's like hoity-toity and go,
well, you know, and
have you seen my Faberge collection?
Well, I can't. What I need is...
What the hell is that? Potato.
But oh no, I want some Scottish person to buy it. Then it'd be is Faberge Tatty. Right?
Or if you got a Russian to buy it, it could be like next to a crystal still.
Ooh.
And then a crystal bottle of vodka.
Oh, and a crystal bottle of glycol.
Well, we don't have to get...
When they're out of alcohol, they
really
like
should.
Glycol.
Yeah. But a lot of the best brands of vodka are made with fermented potato.
Oh, sure.
We do corn mash here.
Yeah, well, that becomes bourbon.
Yeah, God's drink. With all due respect to the Scottish and the Irish and their stupid Scotch.
I prefer rye.
I do too, but don't tell her because she doesn't know she's my favorite granddaughter.
That's good.
I'm still back to Faberge potato. Pretty soon you could have like Faberge French fries.
Ooh, I'm digging
Faberge mashed potato. Faberge au gratin.
Bangers and mash over in UK.
Wouldn't, yeah, but Faberge au gratin, that would be good. You'd be like warring with each other. A performance in, speaking of Germany.
Yes.
We grew up in a different time.
Yes, we did.
We grew up when people weren't nuts.
I beg to differ.
Fewer people were publicly crazy.
That's a little better, except for the 2 world wars in the 20th century.
Well, yeah, but those were going to happen.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
At least the first war, you can follow why it began.
Yeah.
And yes, it was set off because they killed the guy, but that was really just match, fuse.
Formality.
And the worst part is the Germans were always such the bad guys in that one, and they were just doing what they had to do because they were in a deal with Austro-Hungary.
Yeah, Austro-Hungary?
Austro-Hungary.
The
Austro-Hungary Empire.
Hungarian.
That's the one. Anyway, we're in Berlin. You're inside a Catholic cathedral.
In Berlin.
In the middle of May.
Okay.
And there's a show going on. First of all, I don't ever remember, and I was raised Catholic, I don't ever remember
a show?
Performances other than the choirs.
Okay.
Singing.
Ging.
Exactly.
Ging.
Inside our church, it wasn't even a cathedral. It was just a big old church.
Yep.
The German president was there. The local archbishop was in the audience. The show was titled Westfalia Side Story. It's part of the celebration marking the 1250th anniversary of Westfalia.
Westfalia in German.
Sure. Which in northwestern part of Germany.
Yep.
The show featured, and I quote, raw plucked chickens wrapped in diapers on stage. Don't hide. This has prompted the church and municipal leaders to apologize if the show may have hurt religious feelings.
Them wacky Germans. See, that's something you never hear. I have seen in my life.
You know why? Germans don't have a sense of humor.
One stand-up comic who's German, and he's current to this day. Now, there were a couple of Germans I thought were really funny on Hogan's Heroes.
Yes, but, well, they were. Video footage shows one woman and 2 shirtless men singing Fleisch ist Fleisch. Roughly translated, meat's meat.
Yep. Flesh is flesh.
Apparently spoofing the Austrian band Opus's 1984 pop song Life is Life.
Okay. And diapers are diapers.
With size and not size. Size. The used for harvesting thing.
Okay. Science.
And sure. And dancing with dead chickens on a stage in front of the Paderborn Cathedral's altar. The performance company Body Talk said in a statement that the show featured work-in-progress excerpts from Westphalia's Side Story, which references, of course, you guessed it, the American musical West Side Story, which now leads me to a whole different reimaging of that.
When you're a shark all the way. Just doesn't do it for me. And who are the Jets? Because weren't the Jets the Hispanic guys in West Side Story?
No, they're that other football team in New York no one really talks about.
So we've got the Sharks, and that would have to be some, Northern Germans, and the Jets would have to be from what, Austria?
No, they'd be just Southern German.
Okay.
Yeah. The Finnish show, by the way, which I can hardly wait for, premieres in September. Anyway, it's supposed to. It's part of the 1250th anniversary
of Westfalia.
Cultural programming.
Dead naked chickens just isn't my idea of culture.
Wait for it. The Body Talk co-founder,
Jesse the Body Ventura.
Rolf Baumgart said in an
Rolf.
email to the Associated Press, "It was not meant to be a spoof at all. As Westfalia is a rural-dominated region with a turbulent history, our research was focused on that. I've looked. I haven't found any chicken uprisings anywhere in Germany where the poor peasants had to fight off the chickens with scythes.
And the
Although that I would watch.
Yes, this would be good.
Yeah.
This would be.
With CGI now. I'd probably do animation because it'd be cooler. The spectacle also prompted an online petition signed by more than 22,000 people. This was on a Wednesday. By Friday afternoon, 22,000 people signed it and asked Paderborn Archbishop Udo Benz for a personal apology as well as penance, please. There are not enough Our Fathers. The signers also want him to reconsecrate the cathedral after it was, and I quote now, desecrated by this performance. I can't argue with that.
You can do it if you want.
Not if you're Roman.
Silly.
Not if you're Roman Catholic. It's not silly to them.
Oh, no, I get it. But I'd say the same thing if it happened in my church.
Well, yeah, but your church is used to that.
And also with your spirit.
Should get me cards and letters.
Dick.
In a statement posted online to the cathedral's website just a week after the performance, the Regional Association of the Westfalia Lippe and the church's leadership said that the content of the performance wasn't known to the organizers or the venue. One would think not. Sir?
Why wouldn't you check on the content? Why?
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, well, it's a show. It's celebrating Westphalia's anniversary. How stupid could they get? No, come on. Would you? Okay, we would imagine it could get this stupid.
Yeah, you and I would think.
No, I don't think I could even go to.
No, we're smartasses. We'd think, okay, they're going to do something goofy.
That would be true, but I'm not guessing they're going to be dancing around with scythes and pluck chickens.
Well, you can't pluck a scythe, Tony.
True.
So there.
Varnish the handle, maybe. I don't know. The statement said, the cathedral is often host to cultural events and has begun an internal review. They have scythes, heads may roll. They also promised to more carefully vet proposed events in the future. The German president is smart enough to not return any.
Yeah, don't say anything.
Listen, this was stupid. I was part of it.
You can't win.
Yeah, why would we respond? Just let it die in the news cycle.
Wait till President Trump speaks again. So it'll be
He'll have something else to whine about.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, now this came from Ronnie Tucker.
Ronnie.
And it came today. We're recording on a Wednesday this time.
We are.
And it showed up today and I went, oh, I've already written the whole thing, but
I know it's hard to believe, but we don't do these live. We're actually both dead, and this is
a hologram, astral projection,
and AI
magic. Oh, speaking of AI,
The Gathering. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
A once hyped
reference for card nerds.
A once hyped AI startup backed by Microsoft. I want to start a company called Small Squish. Anyway.
What?
Small Squish, Microsoft. A once hyped AI startup backed by Microsoft has filed for bankruptcy.
Had a bad thought. Nope. Okay, go ahead.
Get ready. After it was revealed that its so-called artificial intelligence
was actually a guy named Phil in Hoboken.
Hundreds of human workers in India pretending to be the chatbots.
Okay, even the zebra rolled over for that.
Builder.ai, a London-based company previously valued at $1.5 billion, marketed its platform as an AI-powered solution that made building apps as simple as ordering pizza. Its virtual assistant, Natasha, was supposed to generate software using artificial intelligence.
What?
Who is this Natasha?
Or is Natasha Fatal.
Oh, that's right. And Boris Badinov. In reality, nearly 700 engineers in India were manually coding customer requests.
Don't let that get to Germany, Good heavens, they'll add that to the show.
Ruse began to collapse in May when leader Viola Credit seized $37 million from the company's accounts, uncovering that Builder.ai had inflated its 2024 revenue projections by 300%. An audit revealed the company generated just $50 million in revenue, far below the $220 million it claimed to investors. And this CEO took over and uncovered all the misdeeds, right? But this is the sentence that got me.
Was it Elon? You can tell me.
The fallout is seen as one of the biggest failures of the post-Chat GPT AI investment boom and is renewed scrutiny of, quote, AI washing. It's a trend of rebranding manual services as artificial intelligence to secure funding. Our AI is actually as intelligent as a human being because it's 700 of them. What do you bet on all their desktops they had Chat GPT open? You know, sort of like, ooh, that's a tough question. Hang on.
Let me see. Okay, that'll work.
Isn't that just lovely? Oh, okay. Off to the comments. We only got a couple of them.
Thank heavens. We must be losing our touch. We haven't offended anyone.
These are actually pretty good.
Oh.
Apropos, this is True Really News, Mailbag, episode 182.
Yes.
From DaBone.
We did 182?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's always one more than last time, Tone.
I stopped counting at 58. So
there, I could see where one would have difficulty. When we're starting to get it up, we're almost up into theoretical numbers here.
I mean, I've seen 58.
Yeah, but
I can't imagine anything over that.
From DaBone.
Wait a minute, I'm 67 in a couple of weeks.
What's this I'm? What's this all? It's not all about you, Tony. It's all about me, you, me.
We is the word you're looking for.
I think I did just a little bit there.
Not that.
Okay. Anyway, you did a story on the McDLT, you did a story about the McDLT sandwich. And that's
great things that have
one side had the cold side's cold and the warm side's warm.
Yeah. Well, the hot side's hot and the cold side's cold, but basically you ended up with lukewarm both sides.
I was going to say, how would it know?
Because it was styrofoam. Styrofoam was a magical container.
Anyway, DaBone says
twice as large as the average container.
DaBone says McDLT was one of my faves. The trick was simply not order one to go.
Really?
You sit at a table and eat it there. Yeah, that's fantastic.
I do often think of McDonald's as a fine ambiance for dinner.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like eating at Quick Trip.
It was like that one time when I was on the air at, it was K-Mom.
I'm still back on the pump and munch stuff, so. And who comes up with those names is my next question.
I was saying it's Mother's Day and treat your mom to something nice meal. Not like McDonald's, you goob. Well, at that point, one of our sales guys had just turned on our radio station for the owner of a McDonald's nearby.
Of course he was.
Only to hear me denigrating McDonald's.
Let me guess, he called a sales guy.
And I had to call and apologize.
So you gave in to the patriarchy.
I gave in to Mike Dime. You would have too.
In a heartbeat. I liked the little McDonald's in Monticello. That was kind of nice.
We did really well there.
We did. They liked us for some odd reason. Emphasis on odd.
I think it was Bob Mills who was actually turning. It was his account. Apropos, this is True Really News, Mailbag episode 182.
Where is Bob?
I don't know. I lost track of him. I thought Margaret knew where he was. And I haven't spoken to Hockey in a little while. Although she and the hubby have celebrated a lot of years of being
they
married.
have.
Yeah.
He's a saint.
Yeah. He really is. He also
Barbara
must be
doesn't listen to
partially
this
deaf.
dribble, does she?
I hope not. And he also must be
If
partially deaf.
he didn't
given
go
her
into the marriage
language.
partially deaf.
Well, he was by the 5th anniversary. By the way, speaking of anniversaries, Ann and I hit 45 just on the 31st of May.
Head on, you hit it.
Yeah, it was a little.
Wow, you guys are such geezers.
I know. This one from Chris Combs,
How
my
come
brother.
she still looks good and you look like you?
I have no rejoinder. This one from my brother, Chris Combs. No relation. We were talking about how the Tesla truck looks like a DeLorean. Or the DeLorean looks like a Tesla truck.
Yeah.
And Chris says, Tony, the DeLorean was cool, but so was the Pantera.
Is that a restaurant?
Yeah, I
No,
think
that was the Panakokenhoos.
I was thinking it meant, a broad sweeping picture or vista.
That'd be Panorama.
Oh, Panorama. Didn't they?
I still can't think of it. What's the sandwich shop?
I'm your Venus. I'm your fire at your. That was Panorama.
Bananarama.
Oh, well, never mind. And you're talking about.
And it was a remake.
Patinos. Paninos. What? Potatoes. Faberge. Let's call the whole thing off.
This is how musicals begin like this. That's why they're everyone's favorite art form.
Hey, Tone, you go pick up a bunch of naked dead chickens.
Yep.
I'm going to go get the bishop.
I'm not calling Trump. Mm-mm.
Coward.
I like Kash Patel, but I don't want to meet him personally.
Moving on.